Yes. Cut my music.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cut My Music Wrestling. I'm Mark from MD, and this is the wrestling podcast where I always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. And I told you guys I'm going to prove it by covering AEW. I'm not the biggest AEW fan. Once again, I love the wrestling that they have, but once again, there are no stories there. Say what you want to say about Triple H and the long-term booking and the storytelling or whatever can be stale sometimes, but at least you know what's going on. When you watch AEW, you're going to get banger matches. I will say their matches are way better than WWE stuff, but WWE has the fans because WWE can get you emotionally invested. AEW's product caters to a small group, a small niche people. And this is why their ratings continue to drop, because eventually these people get tired of seeing the wrestling and they want to see stories. And we're going to kind of get into that tonight, where we're going to talk about these guys had some banger matches, but it's like, where's the story? So if you guys can like, comment, share, subscribe, you guys know what to do. If you like a channel, you know what to do. Everybody here has been on YouTube long enough to where if you know what to do, if you like something you seeing. So really appreciate you guys. So we're going to kick off AEW Dynamite review. Dynamite was pretty, it was, once again, it was a decent, I'm not going to give it too much props. It was a decent episode. I'm not going to totally dump on it. It was, the jobbers definitely came out to play, but it was a decent episode. So we're going to get into it. So we start off with Hangman Page. Hangman comes out, and I don't think this guy is the best promo guy. I don't like his promos. But, he comes out and cuts a from the heart promo talking about, the last 2 years for him have been hell. And I was almost like, damn, the last 2 years of me watching you have been hell. But hey, whatever. Then goes on to talk about Swerve and how, he can never forgive Swerve for what he did. And we got to give that feud some props. Him and Swerve really went at it, they really went all out, especially with that last match, that banger, cinder box and needles to the gums. It was some crazy stuff. So I can see what he's talking about here. Then out comes Will Ospreay. This guy, Will Ospreay, to me is great wrestler. This guy is a 10 out of 10 wrestler, but his promos are so generic, and he cut multiple promos tonight where I was just like, pack this guy up and get him the hell up out of here. Will Ospreay comes out, once again, like I said, cuts a generic promo. And what is up with these guys talking about this pleasure to meet you and all these niceties with each other, talking about, we've been in multiple promotions together, but we've never talked. But, I respect you, and I don't get it. Like, it's the same stuff that WWE is doing. It's these niceties, like everybody's like, it's a pleasure to meet you and I respect what you've done, but we've got to have this match. I don't get it. It's really weird. I don't understand it. But Will goes on to say to Paige, it's not about his redemption. Will goes on to say, it's not about your redemption. It's about my ascension. And, of course, the bots are going to, pop for that weak line. I was like, okay, that was a mid line, but whatever. Then they eventually come face to face like they're about to fight. Then they both turn, and out comes more jobbers. I said, oh my God. I was ready to pack this up. I was ready to skip. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to endure it. Here comes the Don Callis family. So Don Callis comes out, and then the rest of the jobbers in the background. I really do not see what Tony Khan sees in these guys. I don't know why they're putting Don Callis out here and with his family, like this is like Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree. These guys are all jobbers. Pack it all up and get it off my screen ASAP. Don Callis comes out talking about, you don't know who's that is in the ring. That guy is violent, and talking about Paige. And, that guy is a sociopath. It says Paige retired his mentor and sent him to the retirement home. So Paige is about to go get out of the ring and go at Don Callis. Will Ospreay puts a hand up and is like, oh, and then he goes out and he tries to, I guess, set up a tag match. So he goes on to tell Don Callis and them, hey, bring out your best two people. Then eventually, Paige grabs his arm and was like, starts pulling his hand away, like, yo, who do you think you're holding back? And that kind of thing. So then, Will Ospreay, then eventually get in each other's face again. This is nothing special. This is a mid-level segment. I was really done with all of it. Pack Paige up, pack Will up, pack Don Callis up. Please, I'm done with it. But next up, we have a backstage segment, and I'm like, finally, some entertainment. We get Harley Cameron and Anna Jay. I know last episode for my Collision review, I kind of dumped on Anna Jay, but I got to give props where props are due. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron together are comedy gold. I love this segment. This was just hilarious. These two together, I want to see more of it. Anna Jay goes on to tell Harley, you had my fat ass last week, and I need you to have my fat ass again this week. And here Harley Cameron, oh yes, I had both of them in my hands. It was just great stuff. It had me rolling. I was dying. Harley goes on to say, they have the T and then they have the A, and then she's like, tenacity and aggression. And then, Anna Jay comes out, oh, I thought it was tits and ass. Good stuff. I'm highly entertained by this. I want to see more of this. Very entertaining. Next up, hey, I got to give this match props. Next up, we have the AEW Women's World Title Eliminator match. Good stuff. I got to give this match some props. Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa versus Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay. The women brought it. I gotta give them props. Usually I dump on AEW women, but the women came and brought it. Highly entertaining, solid match, banger. I give it a banger. Back and forth, they're going back and forth. Everybody, they got Penelope up here doing back flips off the top rope to the outside to the women. Good stuff. Then out comes the superstar. Let me not even say superstar. Out comes the megastar, Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne, it has it, man. She has to look. Comes out looking like $1 million. All of them look like $1 million, but especially Megan Bayne. Megan comes out. She starts coming in. She starts packing the women up in the ring. Eventually, they get Megan up out of there. Eventually, it's Toni and Penelope in the ring. Toni hits Penelope with the crossface chicken wing on the ground crossface. Good stuff. Eventually, so she hits it with the chicken wing. Gets Penelope to tap. Toni gets the dub. Of course, she's going to get the dub. Great match. 5 out of 5 stars. Good stuff. Next up, we have the Hurt Syndicate. This is another, hey, pretty decent. It wasn't a match, but hey, it was a good little segment. MVP in the ring. He starts calling out the tag teams. Hey, where are the best tag teams at? We need you guys to come out here. Where are you? We call you out. Out comes two jobbers. I don't know who these guys are, but out comes these two jobbers. They cut a jobber promo. I'm like, pack these jobbers up. Get them off my screen. But here comes MJF running down. Mops the one jobber. Then mops the other one. Packs them up. Then he goes on to continue to beat these jobbers down. I was like, good stuff. Entertaining. MJF gets in the ring, gets in Bobby's face, gets everybody's face, but especially Bobby, and was like, I hurt people. I was like, man, this is good stuff. Good stuff. I gotta give it some props. Good segment. Eventually, we already know Hurt Syndicate's going to let MJF into the Hurt Syndicate. He's going to eventually turn. We know how it is. But hey, the lead up to all of that, good stuff. Next up, we have a trios match. Mark Briscoe, Speedball Bailey. I was like, oh God, this guy's a jobber, but whatever. Speedball Bailey and Swerve. And they taking on Ricochet and the Young Bucks. Once again, banger match. But why is this match happening? AEW, once again, they give you these 5 out of 5, these 5-star matches, but it's like, what is the rhyme and reason behind the match? I don't get it. And then I was like, okay, I know Swerve and Ricochet has history, but their beef is done. Like, why are they even, the Young Bucks, they're beefing with Mark Briscoe and Speedball? Like, what is going on here? So they have this match, good stuff. And I'd like to say, with the Young Bucks calling themselves the Young Bucks and they're in their 40s, I was just like, why don't you just change the name to the Bucks? This is just as pathetic as a 60-year-old HBK calling himself the Heartbreak Kid. And this guy is bald and out of control. It just makes no sense. But whatever. Let's pack it up. They go on to have a great match. But then, this is what kills me about AEW. They will give you these banger matches. Then they will go on to have weird finishes in some of them. So Matt Jackson goes up and does this random roll-up pin on Swerve. I'm like, what the hell is this? Why? And then he gets the 1, 2, 3. And then they get about it and Swerve pops up like, oh, what happened? I don't get Tony Khan's booking. I don't get the creative. Why end a banger match like this on a sour note like that? I don't understand it. And this is the stuff that brings the ratings down. And this is why I hate supporting AEW, because they'll disappoint you time and time again. So next up, we got a backstage segment. Here comes Will Ospreay again, cutting another generic promo. He's up here talking just boring stuff. Nobody cares about what he's talking. Thank God MJF comes in and interrupts him. Thank God. I was going to sleep. Will goes on. He goes on, saves his segment. MJF multiple times mentioned how dumb Will Ospreay is, and it is the funniest stuff because Will Ospreay doesn't have the wit to come back with a good reply, so he just takes it and comes back with these weird generic comebacks, and it's just like, yo, he cannot talk trash to save his life. But eventually MJF goes on to talk to say ain't nobody on the level of the devil. And then, of course, Will's reply is some weak crap. I'm on that level. I'm like, bro, pack him up. Get him off my screen. The guy is a great wrestler, but he has a decent look. But God, when he gets on the mic, it's like, bro, stop. It's like when Evan Bourne or one of those guys, the high flyer, he reminds me of an Evan Bourne. Great wrestler, great look, but God, when he starts talking, you just like, bro, oh my God, get the mic away from him. Next up, we have another backstage segment. They love them backstage segments tonight. We have Jamie Hayter, and she's cutting the jobber promo, which of course I already knew she was going to do. I was like, oh my God, pack her up too. Jamie goes on to talk about, her match against, Mid-Sadie's. Out comes Mid-Sadie's. Mid-Sadie's comes out, beats her up. She's another jobber. Goes up, and I don't care what you say about Mid-Sadie's. I don't care how many belts she has. They're jobber titles. And she books herself. She has creative control over herself. So she's doing the Hulk Hogan crap. And this is why she's collecting these damn belts. And she's going after Tony's belt. And it's going to piss me off because she wants a photo op with her with all these belts. But at the end of the day, she doesn't want to go back to WWE because they know they're going to have her take L's because she is not as great as she thinks she is. So she goes up here, beats up Jamie Hayter, takes her out to ringside, beats her up, puts her in like a crippler crossface, stand crippler cross, and just jobber crap. Pack her up, pack Jamie up, get them both the hell up out of here. I'm done with it. Next up, we got AEW Continental title match, eliminator match. We got Cody versus Kevin Knight. Once again, Cody comes from New Japan just to be a bum. He is a glorified mid-card jobber. This is a sad fall from grace from this man. They just don't know how to book him. Then you got Kevin Knight, another jobber, great wrestler. This dude would give you a 5-star match, but God, there is nothing to him. I don't understand it. Kevin, he's out here on the ring. He's coming out. He's attacked by Roosh, not Rush. Roosh. He's attacked by Roosh from behind. Roosh is another jobber, FYI. Another jobber. But then he goes on, Kevin Knight goes on into the match, and you wouldn't even know this guy was just attacked from behind. You know the old wrestling trope. Somebody gets hit from behind, then they have to have the match. They all groggy, and then, they have to get in here. And I guess this is what people are talking about when they say AEW is just not known for selling. Because this guy, Kevin, gets in the match, and you would not even know he was just attacked by Roosh. I'm like, oh my God. But him and Cody go on to have a great match. Of course they do. They're a great wrestler. So they go on to have a great match. Cody at the end hits this guy with the Rainmaker. Clean though. This Rainmaker knocked his head off. I was highly impressed. Good stuff. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Once again, why are they wrestling? You just don't know. They're giving the great matches, banger stuff. Why are these people wrestling? Give me some story. Don't give me jobbers behind the story. Give me some story. Give me some more Tony Storms, please. Give me some more Megan Baines. Give me some more Harley Camerons, please. All right, so next up, we got the main event. We got Claudio Castagnoli versus Samoa Joe. Great match. I give this match 4 out of 5 stars. Great stuff. They brought it. Of course, because we already know AEW is going to deliver these matches. But once again, do you care? Do you really care? And no, you don't. And the ratings reflect it. So here we go. Claudio. Great match. And what's cool about this match, they were going back and forth. The coolest part about this match was at the end of the match. Good stuff. Claudio is about to give Samoa Joe the giant swing. Joe does his kick, reverses it into the Cohina clutch. I said, oh my God, that was clean. The way he did it, the way it worked out, I was like, oh man, that looked pretty good. Gets him in the Cohina clutch. Cassioli taps out. Then the match is over. Okay, cool. Out comes the Dick Riders. Dick Riders comes out. They're coming out through the crowd. They're coming out to jump Joe. And out comes Powerhouse Jobs. Powerhouse Jobs comes out with the chair to keep everybody at bay. I gotta get this. This is pretty cool right here. Samoa Joe slams Claudio on the stomach on the chair. I mean, it was a front slam, which was pretty cool. He packs Claudio up. The Dick Riders do nothing to sit there and to finish this. Once again, terrible stuff. But hey, that was the ending of the match. And then after that, they're done. So that was the end of AEW. John Moxley with his head down, he don't know what to do. That was the end of that. And then, that was the episode. That was Dynamite. That's how Dynamite wrapped up. So once again, this is a pretty solid, decent, once again, midway, episode. Not a force, not terrible, not good, but it was mid. It was good. It was watchable. Okay. I didn't dread watching it like I dread watching Collision. Okay. I gotta give it some props. So that's my AEW Dynamite review. Once again, I appreciate you guys. Also, I'm going to be bringing you tomorrow. The NXT review is coming. Then after that, we're going to be doing the SmackDown review. So that's going to be coming this week. But really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you for supporting me in this. I really love what I'm doing here. So please remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. I know I say it out of order, but you know what to do. So I appreciate you guys. I want you guys to be safe and have a great day.
Yes. Cut my music! Cut my music!